Hi friends, I am Asmitha.
Welcome to my channel. Pre-transition Swan was never the gay man that he was often perceived as bisexual since his earliest sexual experiences. She lived her first 35 years as a male. She has experimented in relationships with men and women over the years, but of course both sexes are looking for a boyfriend or husband, none of whom see her as a girlfriend or wife. She hated that her 6 feet 2. She hated that her size 10 44 foot. Basically she hates changing being trans. Just as my pre-transition self wasn't a gay man, I'm not a gay woman. As Earth sang, I love men, it's going to last. I love men, the feeling won't pass. I love men wherever I go. All these men, they're haunting me so. I still have sexual feelings towards men. Sexual feelings that I wish weren't there, as since transition I only get hurt when it comes to letting men into my life, and the hurt feels much greater as a woman trusting a man with my heart than it was as a man. Pre-transition, when I had testosterone in my body, I found sex with men quite easy, almost like a transaction for goods and services. It was somewhat clinical without too much emotion involved, she said. As a woman whose endocrine system is dominated by estrogen, she needs something different in her sexual experiences with men. She expects to be treated like a woman, to be treated more gently and with more respect, not to assume intrusive sex on the first date, and to be treated with a greater degree of tenderness. My sexuality at the moment is governed by the way I'm treated by others. It matters not the gender of the person but very much how they treat me as a person and how they cater to my needs. I look forward to exploring my sexuality with an open mind, and at some point I may even try out a dating app. She said. She looked at herself in the mirror and said, "You can be an attractive man or an ugly woman, which one should it be?" Suicidal ideation made that decision for her, and thankfully she started her transformation. After she became a woman, she spent money on facial feminization surgery, FFS, gender reassignment surgery, GCS, vaginoplasty, breast augmentation, hair transplant, laser hair removal and other expensive treatments. I remember that I have invested many thousands of pounds into my transition already. I remember that I have just put myself through 4 14-hour-long operations to restore my hair, full results of which I will not see for around 2 years. I remember that I am battling the side effects of HRT and that the results of feminization will not peak for many years. I remember that I am working towards further surgeries in 2018 and 2020. Going through these slow processes, planning them, and seeing them through makes me realize that I'm investing in my future. I actually have a future. I don't hate being trans, and I'm not going to be the victim of suicide. I am a proud trans woman, and I love the fact that I'm finally able to transition. I do see a life for me in old age. I do have a plan. I plan to live. Being trans has allowed me to live, and, therefore, I love being trans. I love myself, and I am doing everything I can to make my future a long, productive, and worthwhile one. Being trans has saved my life, and I try my very best to be a good advocate and activist for the cause, she said. When she came out as transgender, she says, she was flooded with love and respect. Half a dozen people contacted her and came out as transgender within the first month of her coming out. We will not be bullied into submission by people who are trying to take our rights as women away. Our genders are not up for debate, and the only person that can decide whether someone is trans or not is that very person themselves, she says. She was interviewed for trans-specific clinical research, invited on a psychiatry podcast, and most importantly consulted with the NHS on delivery transgender-specific care at GP level. When I reflect on the state of the regime in which so many of us are forced to live under, I realize that my work is absolutely worth it, that it's imperative that I continue and that I remain united with all my trans siblings, and running away to live that stealth life isn't a luxury I can afford yet, as there is much work to be done, she said. Thank you guys watching this video.